everyone, and welcome to our Tuesday Legacy Fight Night. We are the MTG Paper Legacy Discord. I am Prez BOTW, joined here by my host today, McDiff. How's it going today?
Doing all right. About yourself?
Oh, just walked in the door off of work, but
I like your hat.
Yeah, the toque was downstairs here. So, but I didn't have time to switch anything else around, so we'll just wing it like this and it'll all be good.
So we got some pretty good matchups tonight. This first one, we've got a pretty interesting matchup actually. I'm pretty excited to see how it goes. Deadguy Ale and Jeskai or Patriot Breach.
That's so cool. I'm very excited.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a really interesting matchup, I think. Do you have a favorite here, or?
I have, the thing is that if Patriot Breach does its thing, I don't know how Deadguy Ale would come back from that. However, I like Deadguy Ale's ability to disrupt what Patriot Breach is trying to do.
Yeah, I think I'm not
live down. We'll get it figured out.
I'm not super familiar with the Patriot Breach deck, but it seems super spicy.
Yeah, I'm not terribly familiar with it either, but from
but any deck that's running Days Undoing, right?
Yeah, and it's also a Hullbreacher Narset style of deck, and it functions the same way those Leovold commander decks did of old, which is just wheel, and basically your opponent has no hand now.
I think this is the type of deck I've mentioned it on stream a few times before too. Is really getting the largest benefit out of Hullbreacher, and where Hullbreacher, I think, as we move forward from Commander Legends, is going to make to stick and make it like a regular impact.
Yeah. Yeah, and Doc DeLeo, yes, I am still wearing my work glasses, I am aware. Got them sweet side shields on.
So it does look like Cosmic Coil on Deadguy is going to be on the play here, and we're just having a couple of issues.
Audio issues, it looks like.
Yeah, we're just getting everything. So I tried explaining what you do for work on in the Discord today, Prez. failed spectacularly.
It's really hard to describe what I do for work. So
we're talking. We got some Pokemon discussion in the chat here.
Good old Pokemon. The Pokemon trading card game, for anyone who is skeptical, just a quick shameless plug here, the Pokemon trading card game is much better than people give it credit for. Picture Vintage Magic, and that's your standard Pokemon game. Like, it's super crazy how it plays. And a large part of that is due to trainer cards being your card selection. Like, imagine all of the card draw in blue, but every color has access to it. It's a real good time.
So I guess while we're waiting to try and get a couple of things ironed out, this is a reminder that next Tuesday, the 12th, I believe,
meme night,
is meme night here on the channel. So if you've been brewing up spicy little brew, get ready to submit it. I know that Prez and I will both be on the other side of the camera for that one. So I'm looking forward to that.
I am ready, actually, with the mail I got in today. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I've been getting the last couple of pieces for mine together this week as well, and I'm really looking forward to that. So for anybody who is interested, we're looking for decks like Ley Lines or Spanish Inquisition, Manaless Dredge, Battle of Wits, Stifle Not, Pirate Stompy, Hypergenesis, or Ruby Storm. So
Verts, I would say if there's no Delver of Secrets in it either, then maybe. Like if you're actually pushing just Tarmogoyf and Nimble Mongoose is basically your primary threats, I'd say that could maybe pass as a meme. But otherwise, no, it's just old Delver of Secrets.
so we had a pretty good definition for what a meme deck is. That we came up with. I'm just pulling it up here.
Basically, the bottom line or the Coles Notes version of what a meme deck is it's not good.
So a meme deck has an intent of pursuing a strategy or deck configuration that is bad, funny, or unique for the entertainment of others.
Yes.
So if you think you can swing that, we want you on stream. So put your list together. You've got another week from tonight, and hopefully we'll see you all for that. Other important news: the monthly league started today.
Yep.
So
72 players, which is a new record, and wow.
yeah, it's amazing. We were just recently talking about our how significant our growth has been, and
Yes.
it's been really awesome to see. Uh, Also, Saturday tournaments are now as of this past Saturday,
1
and
hour earlier start time. So that'll
yeah,
be 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT. And then, yeah, so whatever time it was for you beforehand, it's now 1 hour earlier.
we've been getting enough people every week that we wanted to do the tournaments justice and bump them up to 6 rounds when we needed to. So we'll be doing that hour earlier just so we can get that 6th round in if we need to.
Yeah. Yeah, just again, with the number of rounds that we play is based on the amount of players in the event. And the biggest reason for that is to try and actually get a definitive winner without having to cut to a top 8. Because otherwise, we're adding 3 rounds instead of just 1. Looks like Tensei's on the mulligan here. I hope that the audio issues have been resolved, or they're going to try it at least.
Yeah, luckily, these guys have been doing this long enough that for the most part, I think they can probably recognize the cards.
Yeah.
Cosmic Coil has kept 7.
Yep.
Um,
Looks like Tensei's keeping 6.
which sorry, I was reading the deck lists again.
Oh, yeah. Also,
The
can I just say mad props to Tensei as well? Tensei is from Dubai, and it's currently 4:13 in the morning for him.
I feel like I play against Tensei way too much for being on the opposite side of the world as him.
Yeah, no, and every time as well when we have these fight nights, he's always raring to go. Everything else, so yeah, mad props for that. So we're actually going to see Cosmic Oil start off with a fetch Scrubland into a Thoughtseize here. So we're going to see what's up here right away, and it looks like just a bunch of cantrips and a Dreadhorde Arcanist. So if I didn't know any better, I'd put this on either Blue Red Delver or, well, with the basic island, yeah, I'd probably put them on Blue Red Delver right away.
Yeah.
Oh, that was actually mulligan to 5.
Yikes. I agree with Cosmic Coil. You got to get rid of the Dread Horde. I do think that Cosmic's deck is situated nicely to deal with it once it does come into play.
Yeah.
But I think taking advantage of being
Ooh,
able to just get rid of it. Oh,
yeah.
a nice hymn to Torok here.
Yeah. Which again, Hymn to Turok is still a good card, provided your opponent doesn't Veil of Summer you.
I have so many copies of Him to Torok that I play. Uh, it's still a good card.
Yeah.
It's taking another Dreadhorde Arcanist.
Oof.
That hurts.
Yeah, that hurts real bad.
And a
And
daze.
a daze. Oh my goodness. Ow.
So why does
I
why do you
have a
think he didn't
feeling
daze?
the only thing I can think of in regards to not dazing there would be that Tensei doesn't want to suffer the tempo loss.
Yeah, that's fair. Is this a Stoneforge?
Looks like a Stoneforge Mystic.
The 2XM?
Yeah. Double Masters Full Art. So we're going to see a Brainstorm in response to the Stoneforge.
Which I think if you're Tensai and you see Scrub, Swamps, a him and a Stoneforge, if you've played against Deadguy before, you're probably putting Cosmic on Deadguy.
Yeah. So we're going to go get the Batter Skull here. Age-old classic. 4/4 Vigilance Lifelink for 2 mana.
So Tensai notably did run out the planes.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's actually hasn't deployed the volcanic island there, and wow, we're just down to 1 card in hand already. Now, to be fair, Tensai did brainstorm, so I imagine Tensai would have some form of action on top of his library.
But this is exactly what
That
Cosmic
guy wants to be doing
wants,
for
yeah,
sure.
which Deadguy wants to be doing. Resource denial, making sure that Tensai is only on 1 card a turn, because dealing with the 1 card is a lot easier for Deadguy to handle. There's plenty
Yeah,
of discard spells, plenty of removal spells. Uh, just being on 4 swords, um, 3 copies of Liliana of the Veil, uh, Kaya.
ooh, we get the Wasteland there too, that's not good. Are we seeing an activation of Stoneforge again? Oh, wow. I really like doing it here because you get a player on any potential counter spell, and then also being able to equip it this turn. This Germ token is just absolutely brutal. So this
Is
is going
that
to be coming in for
Sophie?
6. Yeah, Sophie, yeah. So Sword of Fire and Ice is going to end up hitting for 6, which Cosmic Coil is going to gain the 6 life. Then you're going to also deal an additional 2 and draw a card. And not only that as well, but this gives the Germ protection from blue and from red.
How many? So
Thank you for the follow, Dark Force.
Tensai does still have the Swords to Plowshares online.
Yeah. Oh, I like this. Oh, wow. That's super cool. So what happened is Tensai took the damage, and then in response to choosing the target for the sword, he flashed in Hullbreacher to stop Cosmic Coil from drawing a card. Or actually, yeah, stopping him from drawing a card and also giving Tensai a treasure token. So wow. So this brainstorm could have a lot of action here. Now, to be fair, even if Tensai does manage to find a wheel effect with this Hullbreacher out, you're still in a lot of trouble though, because you got this 6/6 bat or germ token that does everything you could ever want it to do. So got to be very worried about that for sure. He's crunching in for. Oh yeah, must have forgot that the batter skull has vigilance. Days Undoing. Interesting. So yeah, what this is gonna do is this is going to give Cosmic Coil 1 card and Tensai 7 cards.
Yeah, refueling on that gas is going to be nice. And I
Yeah,
do like the Days Undoing here,
yeah,
as opposed to like the Echo Vions, because the
Yeah.
Days Undoings, uh, do they exile themselves?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
well, they exile themselves if you cast
As
them
a
as a
res
sorcery.
Right, as a result of ending the turn.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Uh,
I'm just making sure that Table Spotter knows that. Yeah, just making sure that gets pointed out there. And again, now, so Tensai has 7 treasure tokens, which is really good because he's got a full grip now, too. So that's an absolutely massive amount of mana. However, the thing is with the turn ending right away, you don't get to use those cards immediately. So, ooh, Hymn to Turok. That's a good rip from Cosmic Coil there.
yeah, we're
Ooh,
seeing growth here, which is big.
yeah, that's really good. Wow.
Just, trying to work through some communication issues, so, making sure that we know that the germ is what's being hit with the swords. So that's gonna bring, Cosmic up to 27 now,
Yeah,
which is
a ridiculous amount of life.
definitely going to be at least somewhat difficult for Tensai to deal with.
Yeah. Oof.
And we hit another Days Undoing as well, which
Yeah.
is definitely probably what Tensai didn't want to be uh discarding there, but
And just also making sure that that Days Undoing is going to get exiled because it will shuffle back into the library if he Days Undoings again. So we just got to make sure that that does go to exile. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So it looks like after the Germ got exiled, we just ended up equipping the sword to Stoneforge Mystic and hitting in to try and kill the Hullbreacher. So, and this is disgusting too because Tensai now has 12 mana, which is a ludicrous amount of mana.
so we're seeing
Monastery Mentor.
so Mentor is definitely going to be nice. Plenty of blockers now.
Yeah, we just gotta see what ends up what Tensai's able to cast the or chain the spells into in order to get going. But yeah, if he can go wide with a bunch of tokens here, oof, that'll be really good. Especially because in Cosmic's case, Cosmic's hellbent right now. He has no cards extra in hand. Mr. Evil 29, thank you very much for the follow. Ooh, this Teferi's really rough. So of note as well, if this Teferi upticks and Tensai Days Undoings on Cosmic's turn, um the the turn doesn't end and then the Days Undoing will not exile itself, which is super ridiculous. Dreadhorde Arcanist, wow. Man, those treasure tokens did a lot of damage this turn.
Yeah. Sheesh.
So it looks like we're gonna get a down tick. What do you target here? I like hitting the sword myself.
Yeah, that's really the only option.
Yeah.
Unless he targets nothing. But
I would advise against down ticking if you have no target myself.
yeah.
Oh, it looks like he's thinking back on that one right now. Oh, I guess yeah. Technically speaking, you could just put it in again with the Stoneforge Mystic, and you wouldn't have a chance to counter it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just gonna uptick here and then
Yeah.
pass.
I think that's the right move. Only one more Days Undoing in the deck, though, so him
Yeah.
having one in hand is we've got
Another him
another
to
him.
Turok. Wow.
Days?
Yeah, just casting the days. So of note here, so Tensai is just casting the days to get another token, it looks like,
Yeah,
for the Monastery Mentor.
I
And
do like that.
then I'm assuming Tensai is Hellbent at this point.
I think that Tensai still has oh, no, he is hellbent.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was a quick
that's one of the other things too that's a little bit confusing there is, yeah, I bet you Cosmic probably pointed that out, is that it almost looks like one of the cards in hand was beside the Monastery Mentor there. Like maybe having two cards in hand.
yeah.
Because otherwise you'd have no reason to actually pay for the days. And then we're probably going to get combat in here. So you just got to be careful though, because that this Monastery Mentor is a 3/3 right now.
Yeah, that is one of the issues with playing on camera is it is hard to tell, exactly it's not always the most obvious what the board state is.
Yeah.
Um,
And we do what we can to try and help combat that, like having dice in play as the number of cards in hand and such like that. And kudos to Tensai as well. Tensai's play patterns whenever he's on stream here, like, ponder, take 3 individual cards off the top of the library before looking at them. Things kind of like that, like very methodical play definitely helps to try and make sure people aren't cheating and stuff. Always making sure the cards are on screen, everything like that. So
so we're seeing a swing here, uh,
oh
path
wow.
or swords to plowshares on the
Stoneforge
Stoneforge Mystic,
Mystic.
which is going to pump the mentor and create another token.
That's horrible. Oh my goodness.
All for free.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Gross. Yeah, it looks like Cosmic's
Yeah.
just going to scoop it up here. Even at 27 life, there's not too much you can do with that Teferi out there. And then not only that, but as well with the brainstorms and such in the graveyard there. Actually, I don't know, because those ones must have got shuffled back. But I still don't blame Cosmic for scooping it up there, just because that with the Teferi out, you can't do much else. And then all it's
Just the
going to take
value
is
engine.
something.
The
Yeah,
value engine that Dreadhorde Arcanist creates is just so hard to get out from under once it hits the field,
yeah.
unless you can deal with it almost immediately. But so for Cosmic sideboard, we've got 2 Deafening Silence, 3 Surgical Extraction, 2 Chains of Mephistopheles, 1 Zealous Persecution, 2 Lost Legacy, 1 Sword of Feast and Famine, 1 Toxic Deluge, 3 Leyline of the Void.
100%
So
Chains of Mephistopheles.
that's the
Absolutely.
best possible card in this matchup.
Absolutely.
That's
The other thing as
absolutely
well is on
bananas
top
here.
of it just being an incredible card, period. Uh,
Um,
but yeah,
in
I
this matchup
absolutely love that.
specifically, though, is it's
Yes.
it's so so good.
Yeah. Well,
Um, anything else from that board though that you want to see in there?
um, I kind of like Deafening Silence actually. I actually also don't mind Lost Legacy here, to be completely honest. Just because that Hullbreacher's in there, and Hullbreacher can make or break. Because like if you wheel with Narset out, you just don't draw cards. If you wheel with Hullbreacher out, they get mana.
Hmm.
So Lost Legacy is normally a very niche card. I actually don't particularly mind it in this matchup because of how busted Hullbreacher is. If Tensai manages to wheel, but other than that, yeah, 100% Chains of Mephistopheles, absolutely. Um,
I also like the Deluge.
Deluge, I think, would also probably be good. Just in the event that
I
you saw Arcanist and Mentor.
Yeah, just being able to wipe up the mentor tokens, because then the only other thing in the sideboard that deals with those tokens at all is Zealous Persecution, and one cantrip on Cosmic Coil's turn by Tensai deals with deals with that.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly impactful.
Yeah.
So for Tensai, there is 2 lightning bolts, 2 paths, 2 pyroblasts, a red blast, 2 surgical extractions, 2 abrades, 2 containment priests, and 2 back to basics.
Man, this sideboard is really not geared for this matchup.
No.
I kind of like the lightning bolts a little bit.
I agree. I definitely like the lightning bolts. And I think that potentially Cosmic Coil's threats are impactful enough that the getting rid of them in exchange for a land isn't necessarily the worst thing.
Yeah.
So I don't mind the paths either.
Yeah, I could see that for sure, especially given, Deadguy Ale is more of a heavy land deck as well, just because it doesn't have cantrip, so it needs to be able to hit the lands on curve. So I could almost see like, to me, mana denial is not really where you want to be against Deadguy Ale, for example.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that I'd want to make sure to get rid of is the Stoneforge Mystic for sure.
Yeah, I think that just between Stoneforge Mystic and really interestingly, we've got a 3 Hullbreacher deck versus a 3 opposition agent deck. Um, so being able to deal with those opposition agents is um not a huge deal actually for
Yeah. As far as Tensai
Tensai.
goes, it's mainly just the fetch lands that get turned off. Otherwise, nothing else searches the library.
But the Plague Engineer is a hit.
Plague Engineer is very good for sure.
So we are seeing both players keeping on 6. And Cosmic Coil is going to kick us off right into a Thoughtseize.
And that's actually a really good 6 for Tensai. See,
What's next to the
Teferi's
Ponder? Is it
Ponder is a Braid.
okay?
Yeah, Braid is the red card in hand.
So it looks like
So
Tensai brought in the Abrades as well. I guess that makes sense. Just bringing in any additional removal,
yeah,
such a creature, and it deals with all of the artifacts. I guess I should have probably thought about that. It's pretty good in this pretty good in the Stoneforge matchup,
that's
eh?
true. Yeah, a Braid is good. Just no, I'm gonna do this to the Batterskull. Okay, cool. A Braid the Batterskull. Oh,
um, Tensai
fetching during upkeep. It looks like.
didn't want to draw the rest of the Ponder stuff there.
Yeah.
Seeing another Wasteland. So if this feels like an opposition agent,
I agree.
um,
There's well. It could also just be that Cosmic Coil's hand is clunky because even if he is holding an opposition agent this turn, um, you'd expect a him last turn if he had him.
yeah, I think that there's I mean, with the two, uh, well, he's got 3 black mana, so almost anything in the deck is castable at that point.
Yeah. And we're just gonna get Tensai go right into a Dreadhorde Arcanist. Oof. That's powerful. And we're gonna just see end step here fire off that wasteland at the volcanic there.
Yeah, I think against this type of deck, so we're seeing a Dark Ritual and a Plague
Plague
Engineer.
Engineer. So in this particular case, I imagine Cosmic would name Wizard, but you never know.
Yeah, I assume
Yeah,
just to yeah,
it
he
is
is
on
naming
Wizard.
Wizard. being able to just take that value engine offline is so, especially seeing, a braid and plow
Yeah,
um, without any red or white mana yet.
yeah. And of note as well, that was off of the Dark Ritual as well, and Tensai's hand is really stranded now. Tensai has 2 red cards and a white card with only blue mana and a land that hurts himself, and his Dreadhorde Arcanist is 0 power. Smash. I agree. Oh, Hullbreacher. So, of note, Hullbreacher is a pirate.
Oh,
Ooh, Swords the Hullbreacher.
and a merfolk.
Yep.
Um, yeah, you don't want to, you do not want to let Tensai get his
Dreadhorde
Dreadhorde
Arcanist
back
online.
online.
Yeah, 100%. And this is it too, because like you can see how fast Cosmic Coil just snapped that Swords to Plowshares down. Because he knows exactly what's up. That all that Hullbreacher was gonna do was block.
Oh, we have white mana now.
We have white mana indeed. So here comes the Swords to Plowshares on the Plague Engineer. So this is gonna turn the Dreadhorde Arcanist back on. Combat crunching in. I imagine we're gonna ponder here. Yeah.
I think Cosmic may have ticked their life the wrong direction.
Oh, as in they should be at
18 and
18.
not 14.
Oh, you got it there? Perfect.
Yeah. Yep.
Excellent.
Just want to make sure we're all on the same page here.
Yep. And thanks again to Pieboy107 for table spotting today. Table spotting definitely comes in a lot of handy here. So we're going to see Swords on the Dreadhorde Arcanist. Get that out of here. Here's a fetch land. Pass. So it looks like there's not a lot of action here. However, if I'm Cosmic, I'm still worried here, though, because that if I manage to play a sword or anything like that, these Abrades are just going to absolutely wreck.
And at this point, Tensai has hardcast Force up as well.
Yeah.
Right? That is an Ancient Tomb.
That is an Ancient Tomb, yes.
Okay.
Looks like Lily's going to resolve, though. Uptick.
And just start ticking her up. Yeah, this is
Oh, yeah, there goes the Batter Skull.
Which
Yep.
I don't hate. I think the uptick Lily, the tempo of that is so good.
Yeah.
I love Liliana of the Veil. It's I play between 4 different decks, 4 play sets of her.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite stand up over time now with the printing of like Teferi and Oko. It's really been power crept out, but still can really represent a great tempo play.
Oh, I agree for sure. My good name. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Is I also agree with Cosmic for throwing that card out when oh goodness, when you see the Abrades there.
Yeah.
Because the Abrades are just gonna end up destroying those cards, and in this particular case as well, where Cosmic's on 2 lands or 3 lands, the Batterskull is gonna take a while to get online.
Wasteland. Yeah, I like Wasteland, the Ancient Tomb, keep Tensai off hard cast Force mana.
Yeah, I agree with that. The other thing too is that you usually don't float mana off of the Ancient Tomb unless you can do something with it right away. So let's say we're just gonna get a punter from Tensai. Ooh, shuffle. Didn't like what he saw.
And I mean, if you're Cosmic, I think you can take some time, just keep drawing your one card a turn,
Yeah.
ticking up Liliana, and
Yeah. So Lily's also at alt territory here, but in this particular scenario, I'd 100% keep going up.
yeah, I
There's
feel
nothing
like
to alt against here.
it's very rarely the correct choice to ultimate Liliana of the Veil. Uh,
Yeah.
it can be amazing when it is good, but most of the time, I don't know. I feel like I end up missing the discard or the removal that
Yeah.
is associated with it.
So of note here, Tensai managed to preordain bottom one, top the other, draw a card, cast the preordain he just drew, do it again. That's why preordain's better than Serum Visions. One top, one bottom. Then pass the turn back. So we're just cantripping away. Marsh flats there. Now we're gonna get an alt. Interesting.
Okay. How do you split the piles here?
Uh how I would split the piles is I would probably put Tundra Astrolabe in one pile and then the two islands in the other. And reason
Yeah.
for that is because you are a wasteland deck, and putting the Tundra means that you're mana susceptible in that regard. And also, Astrolabe is not, it's net zero mana, right? Because you have to pay mana in order for it to filter, right? It doesn't actually net you any mana. So I kind of like splitting it that way. So if they keep the Astrolabe for perfect colors, then they open themselves up to wasteland. Whereas that on the islands, you're locked into just one of your three colors, which again, blue is the best color to be stuck on. But I like my chances better there. I still don't know quite if I would have down ticked or alted Lily there. I
Yeah,
kind of like ticking up still, but
I don't I don't like putting it in range of a bolt.
yeah. That being
Um,
said, though, I could also see the argument of it's a lot harder to deal or to alt effectively if there's a threat on board. Because if there's a Dreadhorde Arcanist out there, and then there's a Lily alt, you have to put whatever pile the Arcanist is in is basically going to be for sure kept up.
so we're seeing both the Astrolabe and the Tundra replaced on that turn.
Yeah, ridiculous. And yeah, Beyond Sadistic, our streamer today, pointing out you do need a mountain to bolt, which is another good thing too.
Or land Astrolabe, which is exactly what we saw.
Yeah. Ooh, Bitter
And
Blossom.
I,
Oof.
I
We have a
like better
block.
I like Bitter Blossom a lot here.
Yeah. Tick up.
Card can and will get out of hand fast.
Yes. Ooh, that's some sweet tech there, never forgetting. Oof, that Teferi's good here. Wow.
Do you tick up or down?
Uh, I 100% tick down on the Bitter Blossom.
Yeah. I think that there's not really a different option there, but
Yeah, absolutely hit the Bitter Blossom there. It keeps you off a turn, and it also means that if Cosmic draws something that they can't cast, they may have to discard something in order to keep ticking up with Lily. So we see the two lands there for the Bitter Blossom again. And then, depending on what this is, Plague
Plague
Engineer. Oof. So what do you name here? Wizard or Monk? Or Pirate?
I think that the only way for Tensai to really get the tempo back that he needs to win it's got to be Monk, right?
I think so. Well, Dreadhorde Arcanist should be fine,
and
but at the same time, as soon as you play a Dreadhorde Arcanist, Lily can just down tick and kill it. Whereas
yeah,
that, actually, yeah, that's a good thing too, because that Monster Mentor insulates you from Liliana the Veil's down tick. Yeah, so I think Monk is 100% the correct play there.
and now you present. Do I bolt? You know, if I draw one of those bolts, and if I brought it in, do I bolt Liliana, or do I bolt the Plague Engineer?
Yeah. Oh, we are seeing filtering. Oh, there's the
And we're
bolt.
seeing the bolt. We're gonna see what what Tensai's choice was as well. Then, what do you bolt here?
I actually like bolting the Lily too, I think.
I do too. I think that just the
Teferi and Swords can both answer the Plague Engineer. In a sense, like Plague Engineer will just come down again if you Teferi it, but I like the Liliana as well, because if you do draw a Dreadhorde Arcanist or a Hullbreacher, it's not just going to instantly die to the Liliana.
and we're seeing a swing from Cosmic. Hitting 3 fairy.
Yeah. Going right to the graveyard where he belongs. Ha ha ha. Turning off the stack, the one thing that makes magic magic. Come on. So it looks like we're just going to draw and then
Make another fairy.
Yeah.
And Stoneforge. Probably getting Sophie again. I don't
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
see any
I
reason to get
100% agree with
GK.
Sophie here. For sure. Largely just because that it's good value as well. Plus with the fairy tokens flying, it's just really, really good. And yeah, I also agree you should probably wait to play the sword until the Stoneforge Mystic can put it in and not open the sword up to force, because that's all you need to have right now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think
Yeah,
you have
dark.
to
Yeah,
it
you
looks
just
like
scoop up
Tensai is
there.
just gonna scoop it up.
Yeah, I agree with that scoop there. I think that's probably correct.
Yeah.
Unfortunate you weren't able to find someone there, Dark Forest. Normally, there's tons of people who are just willing to jam a game.
Any sideboard changes from games 2 to 3?
Not that I can think of. Um, Especially with the Abrades, I'm not super hot on Feast and Famine anyway. Well, aside from the fact that of the 3 colors in Tensai's deck, neither of them are on that sword.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd probably just honestly run it back.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think either of the players have anything in their sideboards beyond what we've talked about and seen that changes.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about what we take out in this matchup. Looking at Cosmic Coil's deck, is there anything that you would take out?
You know what? I'm not entirely sure. Kaya seems really slow in this matchup, although being able to, exile in a deck that wheels is not bad.
I think Opposition Agent is great for shutting off the fetch lands, but aside from doing that, has not a ton of play.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought something looked a little bit off. The deck list I was looking at didn't have all the creatures there. Yeah, Opposition Agent, I definitely agree with cutting there, I think for sure.
and
I could also see potentially cutting 1 or 2 Dark Confidants, but I don't like that really.
The Confidant's so good in this matchup.
Yeah,
because it doesn't draw you the cards.
Yeah, it bypasses Narset and Hullbreacher, which is ridiculous. So yeah, no, I take that back.
Dark Confidant is like one of the best value engines that Cosmic's gonna have against Tensai's deck, I think.
Yeah, and Oliver pointing out as well, Tensai has not seen a chains yet, which is important too.
I love that card.
Yeah. Anyone who is... Oh man, I love my copy of Chains. I jam it whenever I can. It's so good.
If I had $1,000. But, you know, I don't.
That's unfortunate.
Maybe if I didn't buy Magic cards for a couple of months, I could afford a singular Chains.
Yeah. And this is the third turn 1 Thoughtseize in a row, or functionally turn 1 Thoughtseize in a row. Wow. Double force right off the bat. So I kind of agree with not forcing here in this particular case, just because that you don't want to lose 2 cards there. Like you lose the Hullbreacher and that's about it. Ponder.
Yeah, if you force, then you're just getting rid of value. You know, you can only take 1.
Yeah, and that is a good point too there, Beyond Sadistic, because if you force that and then they him next turn, you're just pooched. So it looks like we're going to keep on top and draw. Then pass the turn. Second Scrubland. Guru altered Scrublands too. Really nice. Thoughtseize. So we're not getting to him, but we are getting more hand disruption.
True. Yeah. You have to take that.
Take the cantrip for sure.
Yeah.
Just because the swords is stranded in your hand and you know the forces are there so you can play around them. Or attempt to anyway. That's a good top deck though. Holy cow.
Well, he did know it was there.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, with the Ponder, Tensai didn't know it was there. Yeah. So you're going to see an Urborg here. So now Tensai's on 4 color. Haha. Now we're going to get a Hymn to Turok.
Which
do you let this resolve, or do you just do you let this resolve to keep, or run the risk of how badly do you want that swords? I guess
I think that personally I'd rather have the swords here than the force. But you know, Beyond Sadistic disagrees with me, so
yeah.
He kept the swords anyway, so
works out.
But Beyond Sadistic disagreeing with me, I mean, what's new there?
Yeah. Yeah, so Beyond Sadistic, as you point out, though, the reason why you would force a him, yes, you're still down 2 cards at the same time, but you get to choose which cards you basically get rid of that way. That's the thought process behind it. Yeah, you still get the swords technically anyway, but it's not very good if you don't have anything to target it on. Which I guess you just wouldn't cast it in that case, but
yeah, I'm not a Dread Horde player myself. I own a playset of them, but they haven't left my War of the Spark binder since I got them. And it feels like you'd want to be casting the Ponders first.
Yeah.
But that makes a lot of sense. Beyond Sadistic, who is for those of you in chat, MTG Paper Legacy for the purposes of
Beyond Sadistic is their streamer for today. Yeah. Liliana of the Veil. This will be the fastest down tick in the world if this resolves.
Yeah.
I'm sensing some bias there, Lady Vitos. So we're going to get a brainstorm in response, so this is just going to hide the good stuff. Or it's looking for a counterspell.
Yeah.
Flattery gets you everywhere indeed. Yeah, and yeah, the dice just going right at 1 as soon as it comes in.
Yeah. I
Get that
that's
Dreadhorde out of
the
here.
best part about Liliana is it is so functional in these types of decks. It just does the two things that you want to be doing. Denying cards and maintaining a manageable board state.
Yeah. You know, for how badly Cosmic got just run over game 1, come back and fought really hard, which is really good.
I think that game 1 was a perfect storm of top decks for Tensai, though.
Yeah.
And another Dreadhorde.
Second Dreadhorde.
Unfortunately, can't tick down Liliana again.
No. Not unless you have another Lily.
Which Cosmic Coil is on a 3 Lily plan. Which
Yeah. Yeah, hit the Ancient Tomb there.
I generally agree with the 3 Lily plan. A lot of people who run Lilies believe that if you're going to, it's an always a 4 of.
Not necessarily.
But I play Lily a lot, and there are other Lilies.
Yep. This
Oliver,
I really like.
There's another Lily right there.
Yeah, I really, really like this play right here. Even if you have to discard a card, it is 100% worth down ticking on the Dreadhorde Arcanist.
Yeah.
Even if you never use the other Liliana, you still play out the second one to down tick again. Here we go, Bolt on the Liliana. Kind of like that as well, just clearing out the board. So both players with functionally no board presence here. So the question is, what is the last card in Tensai's hand?
Is that a bomb?
Bitter Blossom.
No, okay.
Bitter Blossom, yeah. Again, excellent card right now.
If Tensai can't deal with it, it'll
be...
Ooh.
I see your token generator, and I raise you my own token generator.
And Tensai's is going to be a little bit faster.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what that card in Tensai's hand is. If you can cast it next turn and it triggers prowess. Oh, no. Oh, goodness, no.
I wonder what you name here.
I don't know. I would imagine Monk, but I could be wrong. And if you don't name Monk, shame on you. And, oh, wow.
We see a little bit
just
of...
double checking. Would you like to hit the token instead? No? Okay. So, of note, though, that prowess trigger is going to end up making the Monk before the Lightning Bolt resolves, so the Monk will die. And then before the Plague Engineer goes.
And now that the Plague Engineer is gone, we're seeing your Brainstorm.
Yeah, and this Monk is, or the Mentor is going to be a 4/4 here as well, which is really big. Crunching in for 4. It's amazing how explosive of a card Monastery Mentor is.
Yeah, I played against one earlier today, and luckily for me, my opponent never saw one.
Yeah. Ooh, Kaya. Oof. You know, I actually almost like just exiling the 2 Dreadhorde Arcanists here, just so that way Days Undoing doesn't get them back.
Yeah. I also don't necessarily, because Kaya is CMC 1 or less, right?
Oh, is she CMC
The
1 or
minus
less?
1? No. The minus, not the plus.
Oh, the minus is 1 or less, yeah. Which you could hit the Astrolabe, but yeah, I kind of like that. So getting rid of a Bolt and an Arcanist, okay.
Thank you,
on screen now.
Beyond Sadistic, for the token. I was wondering what you were doing there.
More tokens. So we're actually going to see an Abrade on one of the tokens there, which that's going to end up making it do 5 damage here from the 2 prowess triggers. That seems like a lot of work beyond Sadistic. Tapping the tokens, that seems like a ton of work. I do like that, though. Abrading the token just to get in there to kill the Kaya, I think is probably the correct thing to do there.
When I stream, I barely have the patience to change the location of the names when people when players name cards.
Uh-oh.
So Stoneforge definitely got to get a GT here, right?
I would imagine so, definitely.
Batterskull. Where's Batterskull, I guess.
Add the life total. Yeah, that is actually a good point, because Cosmic Coil is really low on life here, actually. Thoughtseize lots earlier on in the game.
Lady Vitos, I have patience. It's I just lost it at some point, and I really need to locate it again. It's somewhere.
Deep in the tank here for Tensai. What card was that one? Oh, Swords to Plowshares on the Germ token. Oh, no, wait. No, there's no Germ token yet. The Batterskull was still just in play as a revealed card. On the Stoneforge Mystic.
Stoneforge, yeah.
I like that just by virtue of if you do have a counterspell, you can at least hit the Batterskull that way. That's a lot of Mentor tokens.
Yeah.
A lot of Mentor tokens.
Yeah, I don't see how Cosmic's going to get themselves out of this one. Yeah. I think even with the Batterskull, how many cantrips does Tensai have to cast in order to just kill Cosmic here? 1? 2?
We got 4 tokens. That'll be 8 plus 3 is 11. You're going to gain 4 life after blocking the Mentor. Should put you at 8. So yeah, oh no, you can block with the token too. So if Tensai casts 2 spells here, Cosmic's dead.
Yeah.
Ancient Tomb is not a spell. As far as a lot of things that hurt you, yeah, Deadguy Ale is very much so it is not a fan of having a high of its own life total. It plays Batterskull, which is a 5-drop in a Dark Confidant deck. It's got 4 copies of Thoughtseize, a bunch of fetch lands. Yeah, it's... Then again, any amount of life more than 0 is enough to win a game. So it looks like we're just going to crunch in for 4 with the germ there, and then chump block.
And move the...
I like that, actually.
Yeah.
Brainstorm, here we go.
Gotta dig for the abrade or the plow.
Yeah. So of note here as well, with the Batterskull on the fairy token now, it's actually a 5/5 instead of a 4/4.
So at 7 life, is it still 2? No, it's 3. It's 3 cantrips now, right? Or non-creature spells.
Yeah, which we were getting an Astrolabe there after the brainstorm, so oh gosh.
And a plow.
Swords, yeah. Wow, yeah, that is well beyond
That's
lethal.
gonna do it.
Yeah, so Tensai is gonna take round 1 of today's fight night. Time left in the round, Oliver, does not matter.
0.
Yeah, no, Tensai took this round right now, so well played though by Tensai as well. Just completely ran Cosmic over in the first game. Got ground out in the second, and then in the third one managed to come back off the back of Monastery Mentor. Very powerful card.
So we will be back in a few minutes, and we've got a couple more super spicy decks coming up after this.
Yeah, see you in a bit.